Hey people out there, welcome! My name is Dr. Slow and I want to give you some tips for driving better and being faster in games like Assetto Corsa. Today I'm gonna show you the first basic things and an instruction lab of the Nurburgring Nordschleife. I hope you enjoy this video. Tip number 1. After you join the lobby, you should do this. Go on the right side of your screen with your mouse and click on the app called Tires. You're gonna see your tire monitor then and have a look at the tire pressure and PSI then. Red means too high, blue means too low. And on servers with tire blankets, the tire pressure will be too high at the beginning all the time, so we lower it till the numbers are green. And there we go. The perfect tire pressure. Then we're also gonna open up the track map. This is just for you, so you're able to see the directions of the track if you don't know it, and you can see the traffic of faster cars earlier when they're coming from behind. Tip number 2. Slower as faster. Yeah. I'm not kidding. For beginners, that's true. Because most people joining the lobby, seeing this, and being like, yes, I can beat this easy because I won against Razor Need for Speed Most Wanted, so I must be a pro. But sorry, that's a different game. So, the most people ending up like these guys. Wait. Cinema mode. And music. Yeah. So, if you don't know the track or the car well, and you're gonna drive fast and you wanna beat the time, you end up doing stuff like that. Driving too fast into corners, missing the apex on nearly every corner and ending up crashing a lot. At the end, you lose a lot time, a big amount of time, and you're gonna be disappointed at the end. Well, but if you're driving slower and don't drive on the limit, it may look slow and being boring, but you're gonna keep the car on the track, and every single person I gave this tip to and drove slower then was faster at the end and crashed a lot less. So, slower is faster. So, enough tips for now, and here we go with the instruction lab. And yeah, we begin the lab here. We're now heading into the tier garden. The left is full throttle. In the right I lift a bit. With faster cars I brake there. Then we stay on the left, turn in over the curb. Then we try to stay as far left as possible, turn in at the blue signs, and driving down next to the old pit lane. Then we brake, turn in at the end of the big wall on the right side. Now we're driving down to the Bugden, and there's a white sign on the left. Look at the white sign, brake and turn in, and then you're driving through this corner with a perfect line. You stay in the right here, brake, then you lift off the brake and brake again. Try to stay a bit on the left, turn in, drive over the curb, brake again and to the left. Then we brake, turn in a bit later. You can cut this curb, but you don't need to. And then we're driving down to Quiddelbacher Höhe. We stay on the left, when the car is stable, we brake, shift down a gear and drive around Flugplatz. With faster cars like the LaFerrari or cars without downforce like the SLS, you need to brake before the jump. Then we stay a bit left, and there we are. We brake at the red sign on the right side, shift down a gear and go on the throttle when we are over the bump in the corner. We brake when the tarmac changes. With faster cars I brake a bit earlier. Then down to the foxhole. Come as close as possible to the curb, and when the curb on the right side begins, we brake. Cut the curb on the left, brake, and try to stay as close as possible to the curb on the right side. Straighten up the wheel, brake, second gear, and drive around the Adenauer Forst. Why second gear? Lower gear means more revs. More revs means the car rotates more, so you're driving faster through the corners. We stay a bit left, brake, turn in to the first Metzgersfeld corner. Here we need to brake earlier than we expect to, and there we go around the corner. And then we stay on the left at the 8 kilometer sign, we brake, drive to the middle, turn in then, and over the white marker on the right side. Then we brake, turn in earlier than we expect to. Then we brake again, and we missed the first curb. Come as close as possible to the second curb and miss the third one. And then we brake into Wehrseifen, stay in the middle, turn in, come as close as possible to the curb on the left, and now we can accelerate perfectly out of this corner. Brake here, turn in, and try to stay as close as possible to the middle of the track and then to the left. Then we turn in and try to take as much speed as we can out of this corner. Now we're heading down to the Lauda left, where Niki Lauda had his accidents back then, and this is full throttle with every car. We brake at the red sign on the right side, heading to the outside, turn in and try to take as much speed as possible through this corner. With some cars, like the Nismo GTR or the McLaren, you need to brake before the red sign, by the way. Same with the LaFerrari. This part is full throttle with basically every car. With LaFerrari, you're driving like 330 or something up here. And then we brake, shift down the gear that the car rotates into the corner. Then we're staying left, and we lift or brake. When we are in the corner, we go full on the throttle. Then we brake when the curb begins on the left side. But with faster cars, you need to brake a bit earlier. Now we're heading to the carousel. We are looking a bit right of the red sign and second gear, and we try to stay with one steering angle through the carousel. We're heading down to the curb on the right side. Full throttle now. We try to steer in at the end of the curb on the right side. Now we brake, third gear into the left. Now we lift off or brake a bit, and we drive into the right. Brake, try to stay as close as possible to the curb on the right side, then accelerate out of this corner. Drive into the right, as close as possible to the curb, shift down through the left, over the curb on the left, over the curb on the right. This is one of my favorite parts. Then brake, turn in, and yeah, this is a tricky part because you don't see the end of this corner. Then you brake at the change of the tarmac, try to stay as close to the left as possible, turn into the Brünnchen, and you stay on the curb on the left, brake, and then you turn in, and then you need every bit of traction to accelerate out of this corner. This is the ice corner. you can cut the curb on the right. With a BMW, it's possible. With faster cars, when they are rear-wheel drive, it's tricky. You brake here before the jump, and then when you're back on the ground and the car is stable, you brake again. Never brake when the car is in the air. This is nearly full throttle with a lot of cars down here. Then you lift or brake a bit. Try to stay as close as possible to the curb on the right, because you can't see the curb on the left. And then you are heading down into one of the last corners. Brake shortly before the orange marker on the railguard on the right. Here you stay in the middle, third gear, come as close as possible to the curb on the left side, accelerate out, and you brake and then into the small carousel and down to the last corner. We brake. I like to shift down to rotate the car into the corner. Yeah, then shift up, lift a bit till the middle of the corner, and then full throttle out. This works with nearly every car. And that was the lap. I hope you enjoyed this lap and it helped you to get faster in the future and make less accidents. See you soon.